I mean, when I look at his the squad that Thomas Tuchel picked, listen, like, okay, let's start with the goalkeeper. Pickford, Anderson, Trafford. Okay, fine. Nick Pope, he's not in it, but Nick Pope, I don't think he's been great for Newcastle recently. So, good choice for the goalkeeper side. Defenders. Dan Burn, Mark Gay, Reece James, Konsa, Livermento, O'Reilly, Konsa, Stones, Spence, and the defenders were missing Maguire, Colwell, Alexander Arnold, and Hull. Like, Colwell, I understand because he just came back from injury. So I understand why he didn't pick him. Alexander Arnold, I understand because he didn't have a great season at Real Madrid. However, picking Dijit Spence is doesn't sit right with me. Like he's had a terrible season with Tottenham, poor season. I would really like to know what made Thomas Tuchel look at Dijit Spence's performances and say, "Oh, he deserves to be in the World Cup squad," because there's nothing. There's nothing. He doesn't have a lot of experience in England squad in appearances for England. I don't know why he picked him. Like I really don't get it. Like he didn't pick Maguire as well. And listen, Maguire when he was picked for England, he was picked for England when he was at his worst at Manchester United. But this, recently he's been good for Manchester United. He's been, a good. He's been arguably you could say he's been Man United's best defender. He's been very good for United recently, and he's had a good season at United. And yet he didn't pick Maguire and picked Kwanzaa and picked Dan Burn. Dan Burn, okay, I get it, physicality and so on. Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, I don't get it. Why? John Stones, he hasn't played a lot for Man City as well. He hasn't played a lot for Man City, so that it's risky to take him as well. But I understand why because of his experience and so on. But if you pick him because of his experience, and when he hasn't played a lot, why don't you pick another experienced guy who has played a lot for his club, which is Harry Maguire? I don't get it. I don't get it. You pick Kwanzaa over Maguire. Why? I really don't get it. You pick Digit Spence over Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold hasn't had a good season at Real Madrid. But if you told me who would I rather in my English squad, Trent Alexander-Arnold or Digit Spence? You know very well who you are choosing, right? You're not choosing Digit Spence over Trent Alexander-Arnold. I really don't know why he choose Digit Spence in the squad. Then Burn, I understand because of physicality and so on, and you need tall players. So yeah, and then you look at the midfield: Elliot Anderson, Job Bellingham, Jordan Henderson, Kobe Mainu, Declan Rice, and Morgan Rogers. Jordan Henderson, I get it because of his experience and so on. Yeah, he doesn't have the quality, and a lot of people don't want him in an English squad, but he was always going to be picked regardless, and he has the experience as well. So I get why he chose them. Elliot Anderson, Jude Bellingham, Kobe Mainu, Declan Rice, Morgan Rogers, instead of Gibbs White and Adam Wharton. Adam Watson hasn't had a good season for Crystal Palace, so I kind of get it. Gibbs White has been an amazing form, recent run of form for Nottingham Forest. Been playing very good for Nottingham Forest recently. Why is he not choosing him over the likes of? Why has he not included him in the squad? I really don't get it as well. And then you look at the forwards, the attackers. Breche Eze, okay, get it. Anthony Gordon, he's starting to get better for Newcastle recently. I get it. Harry Kane, of course. Noni Madueke. Rashford, of course, he had a decent season with Barcelona. I get it. Bukayo Saka, I get it. Ivan Toney over Danny Welbeck, who had a good season with Brighton. Don't get it. And Ollie Watkins, which I get it. Like, he picked Tony and Noni Madueke over Foden, Palmer, Bowen, and Welbeck. Bowen, I understand because he hasn't had a brilliant season with West Ham. Palmer, he hasn't had a good season. I get it. Foden, I get it. He hasn't had a good season with Manchester City. But what Noni Madueke has done to earn that his place in the England squad? What has he done? He's not even Arsenal's best winger. He's not even Arsenal's first best choice winger. What has made Thomas Tuchel to think, yeah, oh, let's trust Noni Madueke? Don't get it. Ivan Tony over Danny Welbeck. Why? Don't people tell me, oh, but Ivan Tony scores goals. Yeah, but he's playing in the Saudi league. With all due respect to them, of course he's going to score goals. Why don't you play Welbeck? He's had a good season with Brighton. Or put Welbeck. So listen, I will support Thomas Tuchel. I support Thomas Tuchel, his team selections, and his this selection of the team of the squad. I support everything that he chose. I support everything he did. I support it, and I'm going to support Tuchel as an England fan. I'm going to support Thomas Tuchel until the end, and I understand why he doesn't take players why he doesn't take off form players like Foden, Palmer, Alexander Arnold, and so on. But no Maguire, Spence in the squad. What? Spence in the squad? What has he done and plays in the squad? It's a very listen. It's a very balanced squad, as he said. But why is he choosing Kwanzaa, Tony over Welbeck? Listen, I support Tuchel massively for this squad and his team selection, but for sure there are raised eyebrows, and it's very risky for some of the choices he made. It's risky. So listen, I appreciate that Tuchel he chose that lineup, he chose that squad over him, by himself. He didn't choose the names, he didn't choose the hype players. He chose what he saw. He chose what he thinks is going to be best for the team. But there are also some question marks. There are also raised eyebrows. So I'm gonna support 100% Tuchel in the World Cup and his team selection and his squad and his substitutions and his decisions and so on. I'm gonna support 100%. But some of the team selections he made are questionable. So yeah, and Cole Palmer, he said that we don't bring five number tens. Listen, of course he doesn't have to bring five number tens because of course you need a very balanced squad. But why don't you bring at least one of those players like Gibbs White, Foden, or Palmer? Even though they've not had a good season, why don't you bring them with the squad? Okay, they're all four players, but what has Noni Madueke done to earn in his place in the squad? What has he done? He hasn't done enough. He was okay for Arsenal in the first half of the season, but other than that, that's it. Nothing else. So yeah,